Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Capital. And there's a story behind that big tire, and Steve Fry is going to tell us about it in a future show. So look forward to that. We could make this a welcome center too, a rest area, in a photo op with that tire. Okay, we're in the Detroit city limits. I'm heading back to church. Yes, indeedy.
Real Music Variety 93.9 The River. If you want to feel help.
Art is everywhere. Science is too. There's some formulas there. Mathematical stuff. Science stuff. This looks like a repurposed bank, the Marble Bar. And this is behind the Motown Museum. They're going to redevelop that property. This show is going to be all about urban planning, so be forewarned about that. Okay, West Grand Boulevard. Heading west, the Lee Plaza. That will be at the end of the show, so stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. Church starts at 10. And apparently you can call me late for church. But not to worry, they have entertainment at the start, which is great. This is Aretha Franklin's daddy's church. The Reverend C.L. Franklin started the church. And I guess it originated in Paradise Valley. Now it's New Bethel Baptist Church. And you see they even renamed Linwood here, Reverend Dr. C.L. Franklin Boulevard. So we're going to go inside. Oh, but before, check out this apartment building right across from the church. It's well done. And, of course, Detroit has a lot of examples of well done apartment buildings. So this one's in good shape. You got to like that. And so here we go.
start off by thanking the Lord for being alive. I really thank the Lord. You might be praying for my family. You might be praying for my house. You might be praying for, a new job or promotion. But the blessing I got is more important than anything that I could ask the Lord for being alive right now. I thank God for being alive. Greatest gift. Greatest gift. Greatest gift. $5 million, $6 million, $10 million. Greatest gift is being alive.
We just heard from Reverend Robert Smith. Here's the website. We're going to have the youth choir perform here shortly.
Cincinnati, not Cincinnati, but Cleveland. I say, Lord, what would you have me to preach?
Yeah.
And he say, preach what you gave the ministers to preach.
Yeah.
And I preach.
The marvelous birthday recipients for today. Okay, we're going to start with Dennis Hope. Stand up, please. Gloria Palmer. Mary Meeks. Titus Harms, I don't believe he's here today as well either. Deaconess Diane Richardson.
Mission. So if you have a birthday in the month, each month, in the month of February, you are asked to give $5, and that is the $5 for Thanksgiving. But it will go to World Mission. You know that when the pastor first. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
And all that he has done for me, my soul cries out. Hallelujah. It doesn't get no higher than hallelujah. Somebody ought to cry out to the Lord. Hallelujah. Because you've been good. If you steal, even right now, do it.
Think you having a hard time, got a reason to be sad and stressed out. You ain't stressed out about nothing.
My Lord.
What you worried about ain't worth worrying about.
Come on now.
You got some minor inconveniences. And you act like it's a problem. When I go to Children's Hospital, I see folk with problems. Baby, that means no time you can have everything you need. You may not have everything you want, but if you're alive, it means you have everything you need.
Amen.
It's glad to be here. Now, Reverend Drake publicity, but we don't have it right now. Avis told us in Sunday school, all things are possible.
Yes.
So we're going to have it. But right now, you're the only one can say anything about the interpretive dances. Those of you who were here on time, weren't they just great? You're the only one that said something about how our children dance. You're the only one. I can't put it in the Chronicle. I can't put it on the radio. I can't buy television advertising. You're the only thing I got. And if you don't brag about it, and if you don't bring people, there won't be no people. I believe you could really fill this church up if you talked about it in a positive way through the week. If you talked about it in a positive way through the week. I really believe we got good enough stuff here, Edward, that if you talked about it through the week,
Thank you,
you
Lord.
wouldn't be who you are now. You hadn't been through some storm. I wish I had a witness here. Sister Fanny can tell you, she went through a storm a few years ago, became paralyzed. She found out something about God she didn't know before going through that storm. Whatever the doctors told her, it didn't make any difference because she knew God. Looking for the rainbow. You'll be able to go through the storm. The world looks for a silver lining. And saying, I don't care. You're really saying, I'm not committed. You're really saying, this was not my priority. Whatever your priority situation, you'll make it on time. Some folks say, well, I can't be on time for nothing. You win the lottery. You win that Powerball. Let's tell you what time you be down there to get that check. Y'all ain't hearing nothing I'm saying. See the people on television with that big check? If you get invited there, you gonna be on time. You might as well be truthful to yourself.
That's right.
You will go the night before. There's so many times, Lord, I plan my agenda, and I have so many interruptions that I can't keep my own agenda. But you gotta hold on. You know there's a rainbow. Yeah, no. Everything. Yes, Lord. It's an old time. Yeah. Saw him. Yes, he did. Even before the storm, he saw the rainbow. And that let it know that everything is in control. Oh, when it look like ain't no control.
Yeah.
When it look like things are haywire and chaotic. Yes, Lord. Somebody's had some of those kind of days. You give up. Shake hands with somebody else. The Bible said, I will trust in the Lord wherever I may be. I said, I will trust in the Lord wherever I may be. I said, I will. I feel the presence of the Holy Ghost. Sunrise, and he watches over. He watches the storm, but on the rainbow. Because it was the rainbow that brought you through the storm. Well, get up. You have no excuse. Jesus available. Will you come? Recycle you back to your maker. We're just trying to tell somebody that even in the midst of you not feeling love, God loves you. He loves you unconditionally. Someone join them. We just have this moment. All we have is this moment. It's okay. I know I'm upside down, inside out, and backwards. When Jesus put him to the test, but do you accept me? I have adjoining hotel rooms. Is that right, Miss Smith? You got no room? Miss Smith would be almost to do something.
Okay, a nice service. Those are the gas prices. And they have a church bus. And how about that choir? That was job well done. DET.com, and you'll be able to see this show if you go to the website. And it's on YouTube. There's downtown, so we'll brought out the handy-dandy map. This red dot is where New Bethel Baptist Church is, but I'm going to go a little bit northeast and go to the site of the 67 riots where they started, Claremont and 12th. And then later on, I'll check out the Motown Museum. But before that, I'll go to the Fisher Building. But the Motown Museum right there, I'm going to actually make a clockwise loop through that. Okay. Make a right here at Claremont. Yeah, those 67 riots. Lordy, lordy. It's taken us 50 years, but we're finally getting over that and moving on. That was a nice car. Okay. Nice homes, but some of them need work, and they're not all inhabited. But here on the left, and I'm not sure if the blind pig was on the northeast corner over here. One of the businesses was Economy Printing. They have a nice, it's not a painting, it's like on a canvas. Or I should say, like, not a graffiti thing painted on the wall. We'll get a closer look. But Rosa Parks was 12th Street, renamed Rosa Parks. And 38 degrees, and the temperature is dropping. So there must be some bicycle riders that's set up or meet at the park here. And this park is recently, 1 year ago maybe, redone. Michigan Historic Site, so if you can speed read here. But yeah, this unfortunately all went down. And, wow. And the one event precipitated a lot of other things, and people have thought about it an awful lot. And here we are. So it's time to move on. But, yeah, one of our historical moments to be sure, but with urban planning, we have an opportunity to relook at everything and say, okay, that was then, this is now, what to do. And this was kind of a mental thing with a lot of people. Once this event happened, the fear factor set in, and fear is such a negative emotion. And that just snowballed and snowballed and snowballed. And, of course, there were a lot of conditions that prompted this incident. But some of them have been addressed, others not. And some are ongoing issues, certainly. So they've integrated the police department. That was a big thing back then. But jobs, education, it's all in there. Urban planning. Look, there's going to be some. We'll take a closer look at that. They have a nice stage over here. New equipment for the kids to enjoy. And then even for the adults, there's like some aerobics exercise type equipment. There's even a land shark on springs and actual swings, and then a nice parking. These shelters are great. People can have their family get together, have the barbecue, have yourself a good old time. That's what the point is. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Yes, indeed. Well, here, what they're going to do, you see here, this is the project. A Motor City Match property. So, yeah, if they can get all this in, terrific. I don't know if it starts later this year. It always seems impossible until it's done. I like that. There was the muralist, Evolution Rising Strong. Murals are storytellers. It was real super windy, so it's hard to... I could use the super steady shot for this, but if you can speed read through here, because you can read a lot faster than I can say it. But yeah, so the neighborhood may be a-changing. We have mass transit now. We got the Q line going. We need to expand on that. They've done some work on this building, and this was a Motor City Match thing, and I have to go down and talk to some of these people and see all the properties they have, because I know they have an old bank building in the neighborhood. It's like, that was attractive. Okay, I'm going to go to Highway 1, Woodward Avenue, Main Street, Detroit, and the blue circle there is the Fisher Building. Then I'll go to the Motown Museum, and then, don't touch that dial, the Lee Plaza. Here was a nice mural on this building. This was a housing counseling services. Here they got an urban garden thing going. And Herman Kiefer, now there were plans, they were supposed to redevelop this property, do something. I don't know if that includes tearing some of it down and whatnot, or, you know, I need to find out more about all that. This nice mural on this private enterprise, it looks like a dental tooth kind of, well, yeah, there we go. Sweet Tooth, I made the connection. But Sweet Tooth Grill. So ice cream, and you can get your barbecue on. Okay, this is like Church Row down here on Woodward Avenue. There's a stretch where there's just a whole bunch of churches. Church heaven. There's the Q line. Okay, now I'm going to make a right from Woodward Avenue and turn, and I'm going to go westbound again on West Grand Boulevard. Right from the start here. And yeah, again, super windy day. Cadillac Place, this used to be where General Motors had their headquarters, 1920. I love this this entrance here, but General Motors moved their world headquarters to the Renaissance Center, so the state of Michigan took over this building. But an attractive building it is. But the Fisher Building has no equal, actually. We're going to take a peek inside here. Look at the entrance. Fisher Building. And mature audiences only. I don't know if I can get away with this. There, sometimes, you know, in art and architecture, yeah, there you see a little bit more than maybe we should. But what to do? Oh, there was a tour going on. Listen to this guy.
Over its time. And that water damage used to be a little more consistent. There would be, you know, probably 10-15% of the fresco scattered throughout had some water damage to it. In the past 2 or 3 years,
he's way up on the third level, and you can hear him clear as day. Here, though, I want to check, and I'm going to keep coming back to this thing. I should have taken a picture with my phone. But I like this, the neighborhood map, because a lot of people complain, oh, it's only downtown and Midtown they care about. But no, I'm going to start picking off some neighborhoods here and checking them out. Number 9 is the News Center. That's where the Fisher Building is. Okay, but I want to see where New Bethel kind of is. 39 is nearby. That's LaSalle Gardens. So that might be kind of the neighborhood where the church is. And number 8, that's going to be the north end, I think. No, Boston Edison. Okay, 38. 38 is the north end. And, well, when I have time, keep going through. But you see Mexican Town, Delray. It's kind of neat having your neighborhoods delineated like that. And so you get pride in your individual neighborhood, and you got to push your own neighborhood. Now, they had some performance going on in the afternoon. This was a Sunday afternoon now, and this is the box office. The big thing is the Hamilton. Did you get your tickets? But it's Detroit's largest art object. That's what it says on the historic site thing. And Fisher Building, they spared no expense. So we'll just take a look around. This gets enough people walking by, it kind of worn it out. But there's some nice shops in through here. Look at the lighting, the chandeliers. Okay, here, the Golden Tower, the Fisher Building, called Detroit's largest art object. I like that. Art is everywhere, but in this building, it's like literally everywhere. Everything was well thought out. And then taking a peek inside, before the performance started, they had a special thing going on. I think you paid extra. Maybe the performance started at 1. There's a nice wood place inside here. Then a woman's fashion, and this harkens back to a different era, but I like the style. What goes around comes around. Maybe some of this might come back. Look at this chandelier. Yeah, it's kind of like French fashion, Parisian. Now, at the end of the building, Pure Detroit, and they've had their shop for several years here, and that's where I think they run the tours out of. So you could find more information that way. Even look at, like, the ventilation grating here. It's like, are you kidding me? Then the building under construction back in the day. You can see the bones, the skeleton. Then the elevator, look at the car. It was the Fisher Building, so, well, they even had a boat. But these are just the elevator doors. That's like, I like it. And with a coffee shop, that seems to be working out well. And another chandelier, and you could just spend a minute just going through all the details. But who's got the time, right? But Cass and York, I said, I got to step inside. When I was out that area, I saw they're going to have this development. I said, this is nice. They're like $300,000 units. This is like a scale model of it. But this is upscale living kind of thing, but I like it. And a few balconies. Then on the roof there, look at the little chill area. You'll have, on the other end here, you'll have your pool and your lounge chairs. I forget how many. I got the brochure. I forget how many total units there are. Look at the balconies out back. And different floor plans here. Penthouse 1C, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And a bedroom, master bedroom there on the right. And don't have time to go through it. I like maps, so they had a great map of the whole area. And these guys are into housing kind of thing. They have a few things going on. There's Amtrak running left to right. Here's Cass and York. This is where this building will be. That's Cass. And then Tech Town is nearby, and they have another development. I'm not doing this too good. Okay, Milwaukee Junction. That's a neat little neighborhood, too. That's part of the North End area. Arts Center. Okay, and then you can pick your furnishings, what kind of wood flooring, that kind of stuff. Here's a look at some of the.
Exterior is 352.
This is a 3-bedroom.
So if you were to look at that, with the
Oh, and then they had a pop-up in the back. A special lady had stuff from the northern part of Italy.
So
Okay.
they allowed it because she's a tenant.
Okay.
Hopefully it will bring future business to her. So this, in Piemonte, in the northern part, the Alps, it's the pre-Alps and the Alps.
Okay.
So this is, see here, this is, that's Aosta, that's Milan, this is Turin. So Turin is the capital of Piemonte.
Okay.
Let me just see if we can get a better map here.
That's the region where the cashmere is made. It's from goats, I understand, so I learned something.
But it's pretty large, and it will last you your entire life. It's bottled
From
in the Prealps, and then this bottle is actually designed by Pininfarina, who makes the Ferrari bodies.
okay.
So it's kind of Italian design.
What is this here? These.
So these are party forks. So
Okay.
like if you were having a party and you were serving hors d'oeuvres, and this is Sambone once again, based in Piemonte. All this product is made in Piemonte. We call this vintage finish. So it's kind of that matted, older look that silverware looked, let's say 100, 150 years ago. I didn't even think to do that. We were trying to figure out where the trash was.
Does it have a parking deck then?
Yep, so we're part of a four-piece development, so the platform is our developer, and this is 6001 Cass, which is all of our office space that will be here. This will be Cass in York, the parking structure will be built here, and then this will be Antoinette, which will be also another ground up of all apartments. This bookstore we don't own, but hopes is probably that we will own it in the future. But it's 6 blocks south from here.
Oh, yes, this is urban planning. Yes, I'm tickled pink. I like the lighting there. So here's a 3-bedroom. Here's another floor plan. So I think about a year, 18 months from now, they'll be good to go with this. Now they have another development down the street. We'll take a look at that. 3rd and Grand. I like that lighting. Waitress is a hit musical, May 7th through the 19th. The main theater traffic is filing in. So this is new, the 3rd and Grand. Getting some snow flurries. There's a sculpture out here in the middle of West Grand Boulevard. There you have it, 3rd. There's the name. That's how that comes about, 3rd and Grand. This is like a rook. If you play chess, I think that's the Rook building. But it's a U-Haul place, so that's good that that building's occupied. Then just the details, you just kind of look up. Henry Ford Hospital certainly is a big player in the neighborhood, and they're developing this property here and actually buying a lot of the land just south of West Grand Boulevard and almost pushing right up against where the Motown Museum is. And that's our next stop. And the final stop will be Lee Plaza. They have a merry-go-round in front, and it works. City match place, and I don't think anybody's matched up with it yet. So I don't know what the deal. Yeah, certainly back in the day there was a lot of young musical talent, and who's to think it's any different now? We just need to develop that. That's why these things like youth choirs are so important. Help these kids, if they got the talent, just push them in the right direction. Detroit has a good music scene. Nashville's called like the music city, but Detroit should promote its music a little bit more and have the musical city to the north or whatnot. But I think we could give Nashville a little run for the money. Put the star right there where Detroit is. And some pictures. You might recognize some of these people, huh? Ooh, Wizard of Oz. So they toured all around the world, but they certainly were big. The Motown in the United Kingdom. Okay, Studio A. Hey, man, they humble beginnings, but boy, they made good music. The tour is well worth it. Now, the area out back here is going to be developed. They're supposed to make a theater here. They tore down some buildings last summer and cleared the way, so hopefully they start construction this year. But a theater, among other things. Okay, Lead Plaza is still in my sights. And when I approached this building, there were, I'll tell you soon. This building I thought was occupied the last time I was in this area. But maybe they said, hey, we need to redevelop it. And they put in new windows, but it doesn't look like anyone's living here now. So the city of Detroit may own this. I'm not sure how this works. These millennials, I waited till they left the building. And then it was my turn. But we'll take a peek inside here and look at the Lead Plaza. And so when it all is said and done, we can have the before and after kind of thing. But this was a senior citizen place. And I'm going to pull up a website here and read it. Unfortunately, though, it's been abandoned for several years, and scrappers have got in, and the inclement weather certainly has played a role, too. Certainly, you can't have water all over the place, so they need to address the roof issue, a lot of water coming in. Some graffiti artists have left their mark. Some people have signed in. Jake from State Farm even? You got to be kidding me. There were some records here. It was, a housing thing. They have processes that they have to follow. But it was super windy. I've said that already, but I can't emphasize the fact enough. It was like 50-mile-per-hour winds. Here are the lion portholes. And there was the whole story behind that where some scrapper took the lions out, and they ended up in Chicago, and they were going to be auctioned off or whatnot. Grand Boulevard in Lawton. Anyways, they were returned and found, so maybe they'll get put back in. They have plexiglass on a lot of the windows. Across the way is the Rio Grande Motel and Northwestern High School, where a lot of Motown stars attended high school. That's where the toilet was. So the bathtub was scrapped out, and of course all the plumbing. Some of the floors, the first couple of floors, the debris was cleared out. Here, what was that, 1995? A TV guide, and this is 90210. I'm not sure what the area code here is. I think downtown is 48202. But look at all the debris. This is the elevator shaft. Okay. I got this from the Free Press. I'll read this out. This was from February 14th. And it's, yes, urban planning. It says, Detroit to sell historic Lee Plaza. Oops. Coca-Cola, delicious and refreshing. Oh, man, I lost the... Okay, I'm having trouble with the laptop. Okay, there's the General Motors building, the Fisher building, and there was a little front moving through here at the time. But when you have a view from up top, you can really get a view of the neighborhood. You can see this guy's got a drive. I'll show it later, his Circle Drive. Okay. This article was written by Dejani Booth on February 14th. The vacant Lee Plaza on Detroit's west side soon may see new life as affordable housing. There's New Bethel Baptist Church off yonder. So I think I'm looking at LaSalle Gardens neighborhood right now. There's another church. Okay, the city of Detroit plans to sell the historic building to Detroit-based Roxbury Group and Ethos Development Partners for $350,000. That's the little Circle Drive. But yeah, from up here you can really get a nice view. That house needs a new roof. Okay. Oh man, I lost that site again. You can Google this. There's that apartment building. Oh, Lord. I lost that article on the Free Press. Let me see what the Detroit News says on this. Apartments retail plan for long vacant Lee Plaza. There's a church way down at the end. Okay. The city of Detroit plans to sell the long vacant Lee Plaza to a joint venture that will redevelop the historic building into 180 residential units and retail. The city announced Thursday that it has asked the Detroit City Council to approve the sale of the 1.7-acre site at 2240 West Grand Boulevard for $350,000 to that development partnership, Roxbury Group and Ethos Development Partners. Council discussion on the purchase is expected to take place this month. Yeah, you can see that storm moving through. Fisher Building's a little cloudy there. What I'm going to have to do is print this. Every time I try to scroll up, I lose the site. Okay. Lee Plaza, located in the northwest. Oh, look at this. In the northwest Goldberg neighborhood near New Center, has been vacant since 1997 and has fallen into disrepair. When it was built in 1928, the architecturally significant building housed one of the city's luxury apartment hotels featuring concierge and room service. It is one of two historic buildings for which the city requested redevelopment proposals in December. The other is the Woodland Apartments on Woodland Street. An entire generation of young Detroiters has known Lee Plaza only as that vacant eyesore next to Northwestern High School, Mayor Mike Duggan said in a statement Thursday. While this building has deteriorated significantly over the last 2 decades, we have tapped a development team that has saved many buildings others said were too far gone to be brought back to life. The development is expected to reserve at least 50% of its units for residents earning below the area median income level, which is between $40,000 and $24,000 annually or lower. Construction is expected to start as early as 2021. Developers have estimated that the restoration of the building will cost at least $50 million. Developers are expected to seek funding through the city's $250 million Affordable Housing Leverage Fund, as well as low-income housing and federal historic tax credits. The redevelopment plan comes after a $1.7 million transaction last year with the Detroit Housing Commission that included the transfer of the apartment buildings to the Detroit Building Authority. Anyways, it goes on a little bit, but yeah, if you want to just Google Lee Plaza, you'll get a bunch of the latest articles. That one was from the Detroit News. The Detroit Free Press site, I was going to read that one, and the site kept bombing on my laptop. Anyways, enough of my problems. But yeah, you get a nice view from up here, so while I was up here, I didn't want to miss anything. Wanted to take a peek around, but there was kind of a storm moving through. There was some snow flurries. Here are the elevator motors. Man, if they could make this a viewing area, or even if they could make it a restaurant, that would be so nice. But the scrappers have come up here and certainly ripped off all the copper top roofing. It was like a bookend to the Fisher building, in a sense, with the nice copper roof, but it was all stripped off years ago. Way off in the distance, the Rouge Complex. But, oops, that's it, folks.